but this was a gift. Now you might not like it if your backyard was overflowing.
Kind of passion that they have for the things in their environment they take out into the world, and children who have been connected to nature, their connection to nature leads them to wanting to discover more.
To learn out of a sense of awe will guide them to creating solutions that could definitely make an impact in our future world.
These are the units.
If you build a square,
this process is well developed, it is proper, it is the right thing for kids, and it will bring them along, and they will be more mature. They will be everything that you hope for them to be.
To be a woman actively practicing medicine in Italy in 1896 was a remarkable achievement. It brought public acclaim and notoriety to Dr. Maria Montessori. It was Dr. Montessori's gift for truly seeing, understanding, and respecting children that led to her greatest accomplishment, the development of a unique and effective approach to education.
yeah, we'll give it back. And what do we get for it?
Dr. Montessori determined that children are hardwired to learn and that the environment around them can facilitate that learning. Her observations and work revealed 4 different planes of human development from birth to early adulthood.
What Montessori did that was so genius was allow for those planes of development, the characteristics of that child at that time, to be free, to be using the characteristics of the human being to motivate them towards learning.
And then you can start writing the next word. That helps you to get a spacing.
In the primary years, they're very individual. They want to repeat. That's the nature of that child, to do it again. And they want to be independent. They show me, let me do it for myself. That's what they want.
The Montessori philosophy also encompasses your belongings and being responsible for your things, including rubber boots. And so the whole process of going on hikes begins with, I need to change my shoes to the proper footwear in order to go into the water. It's all about how do I get prepared for the next activity, rather than saying, let's go to the creek, and they all storm the creek, and all of a sudden you have 20 wet children.
In primary, it's more of an orientation work, but Jaden seems to love doing this work, so we've gone really deep. And that's the beauty about being in a Montessori environment. There's no one plan for each child. It depends on the child's interest, and you kind of follow them. Yes, Jaden?
Why aren't you going to tell her about the families?
The families, that's a really good point. So we have different colors here. This is the simple family, and this is the 1,000 families, and this is the million family. The decimal system is kind of like the overall picture of math. If you have this understood, the concept of that, then everything else kind of falls into place.
In the elementary, what are they? They're very social. It's a gregario kind of period where they want to be with other people. That's what they want. They want to talk. So why would we not put them in an environment where there's socialization? And so it's group work in the elementary.
I love the 3 age groups in one classroom. I love that there's a mix of students that are working with each other and helping each other. I love that I have 3 years to really get to know a child and learn how to teach them and how to connect with them, and then use that in a way to help make their education experience as rich as possible.
If we open this up,
These students have done a lot of work over the last 2 years about the parts of flowers because it's classifying and it's scientific. It helps them with sequencing, it helps them to look at small patterns and to tell the difference between things that are very, very small, which helps to grow their minds.
I don't see any mature eggs, so it's going to be harder to tell on this one than it was the lily.
My favorite subjects are history, geography, and writing. I love those. I love written expression. It's like my favorite things.
So we were going to look for the Maya, right? The elementary child is really, really interested in learning not only about themselves as human beings, but how they relate to human culture as a whole. They're beginning to organize their knowledge in a more sort of systematic way.
It's amazing you kept all this.
I started piling up all of my work from 4th grade and 5th grade and organizing it, and we use it as a reference for harder and more difficult work. And it's really nice to just look at the work and then see how much I've done.
And the third plane of development, the children, they're young people at this point, and they really are in very changing bodies. They want to be deeply connected to nature. And another piece that they want is they're asking this question, who am I in relationship to my community? What is going to be my purpose?
The microeconomy program stems from the idea that Dr. Montessori had that the adolescent is a human that is in a state of flux. She likened the adolescent to an infant in the adult community. And what better way to step into a world than in a very embracing world like a rural, farming, agricultural community. So the experiences they gain here at the farm program give them a new sense of confidence and comfortability in an area of their life that they have not been able to evolve and grow.
Okay, that will be $10.
That's the way they teach here. They give you a lot of exposure to a lot of things, a lot of responsibility to learn yourself. I don't think you get that in public schools.
Music can help any child and also adults to step out of their comfort zone, which is really hard for all of us. You can't expect to teach solfege to a child just showing the notes on a board. They become meaningful once the child has played them, experimented them through their bodies on instruments. Then when you go from the practical approach to the theoretical approach, makes sense. There is a link, and it stays with them. So that's how I see Montessori in the music world.
Dr. Montessori gave us a universal approach to the education of the whole human being, and her educational philosophies and teaching methods are being delivered by dedicated and highly trained teacher guides. These guides, in the role of the classroom environment and nature, are the catalysts for Montessori child-led learning.
In the Montessori philosophy, we call them guides because rather than the teacher holding all the knowledge, the teacher is guiding the student to learn how to find the knowledge themselves.
Butler impressed me immediately as having teachers that really pay attention on an individual basis to the kids.
I have basically lists of lessons in my head at all times that I'm always ready to give the children, that I want to give the children I'm excited about. When I get that key opportunity, I truly am trying to capture the timing based off of their own interests. And when children are doing that, then I can pretty much teach them anything that a parent might be concerned about.
The parents have to trust the school. They have to trust the employees, the staff at the school, and they have to trust the model. And so, because it's a different educational model.
I have some kids that they just like to put their arms on that big animal and feel them breathe. And that just quiets them down. You know, the psyche of the person, how to deal with another creature that needs them.
Come on.
It's awesome. That's why I'm here.
You're fine. Anything else? Let go.
I love Butler. I've given 100% every day that I walk in the door for the kids. I love the kids. I am not a father myself. You know, I feel like these are my kids, and they go out into the world and they become these people. And it's an honor to be someone who helps to kind of support their growth.
Montessori schools have been a part of the American educational landscape since the early 1900s. But it was not until the 1960s when the movement experienced a revival that a new generation of Montessorian leaders like Rilla Spellman were born.
I think that the fascination of human development was always something that my mother was deeply interested in. How did humans develop to their full potential? And so the opportunity to have a place where a wide variety of learning styles could be met with challenges and offered opportunities, I think for her was the light bulb.
Rilla was just so loving. She just loved the kids, and you felt it. When she came around in the classroom, it wasn't like, I need to do some work now. It was like, I'm so glad you're here. It's just very unique. I mean, it was exactly what Butler School is.
when she started down the road of wanting to develop the land and start a school, of course there were many people who just laughed out loud. We're like, well, that's a ridiculous idea, you know. She was a very determined person. She did not easily accept that there would be challenges that she would face, but for her, they were just something that was, you know, getting in the way of her dream, and she was going to move that rock no matter what.
And it turns out that I know a lot of the people who gave Rilla the startup money in the beginning, because I know she was out beg, borrowing, and stealing, trying to pull things together. And she tapped all kinds of folks around the Darnestown area. She really believed in what she was doing here, and I'm so thankful that she did it.
When you look at the campus, this does not occur without a lot of energy for your dreams, as well as just everything it takes to get off the ground. And again, it was one of those moments when I had a very deep appreciation of what Rilla gave to all of us.
Over its 50 years of operation, Butler Montessori has expanded its facilities, cared for its majestic natural surroundings and campus, and stayed true to Dr. Montessori's educational methods.
So many things pop up and then disappear. And to be able to say we've been here for 50 years is something to be proud of. The fact that we are educating children in Maria Montessori's way is amazing, and the fact that we can keep doing so no matter what is going on outside the world and what the new fad education is, that we're not going to deviate from what we believe in.
How was your day? Just in general, stewardship of the campus is really important to me, making sure that the shelves and the classrooms and the teachers and that the environment is as prepared as it can be for the next generation. And we should consider where we are in terms of management of our property, which we've been very good stewards of in the recent years. We're looking to do a forest to farm garden and building a naturescape playground. So we have some plans coming for the future that we're really excited about.
A school like ours really does require investment from everybody. It requires them to be invested with their children, with their community within Butler, and that can come in a lot of different ways.
It's not just the students and the teachers and the other people who work at the school, it's also parent involvement that I think makes this such a wonderful community.
I talk to people who went to Butler, and I mean, it's unanimous. We all talk about like Butler being probably the best days of our lives, and we should celebrate that.
It's wonderful what you all are doing here, and just keep up good work. We're just looking forward to next generation of these so bright children. They're going to make a difference in the world, I know.